Kia ora, Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Sun City in Arizona. Hope you're all having a super fantastic, sparkling start to Thankful Thursday. Yes, it is that day of the week where we acknowledge the biggest things that we are grateful for that happened to us this week, without losing focus on what we are grateful for each and every day. We should always begin every day with a grateful heart. But I'm getting ahead of myself because today we have 5 ways to practice gratitude all day, every day, in everything that we do. With number 1, I already said it, begin each day with a grateful heart. When you first wake up in the morning, what are you grateful for when you wake up? I'm always grateful for the day ahead. I'm grateful for the fact I've got Zeffy with me as my great traveling companion. I am grateful I have a roof over my head and somewhere to stay. There's a lot of things that you can be grateful for, but always begin each day with a grateful heart. And number 2, gratefulness, speaking of the heart, gratefulness comes from the heart, not the head. But the mind helps the heart get engaged, and the heart helps the mind stay engaged in an attitude of gratitude. So, gratefulness always comes from the heart. Always mean it from the heart. Number 3, be thankful in all areas throughout the day. No matter what happens, be grateful in all and every situation. Even if it's a bad situation, be grateful for it, because it is a learning process. It is a growing process. It is stretching you outside your comfort. So be grateful for it. Number 4, share gratitude through acts of kindness, something where nothing is expected in return. A true gift of gratitude is something that comes from the heart, that has no expectations of anything in return, not even an acknowledgement. If you send somebody a thank you card, you send it out with no expectations of hearing from them as to whether or not they receive that card, or whether or not they want to say thank you, or whatever. If you do an act of kindness, something as simple as holding a door open for somebody, offering to help somebody who's laden down with packages and parcels and things, helping them. I was walking through Friday. I stopped at I go to the mailbox every Friday to pick up my mail, and I had a couple of big boxes, and I had the smaller stuff in bags hanging off my arms. So I had 2 boxes, stuff hanging off my arms, and as I'm walking to my car, I'm only like 2 cars away from where I am, and this woman gets out of her car, and she comes straight up to me and says, she says, may I help you carry your parcels? And I'm like, thank you so much for the offer, but my car's right there. But thank you anyway. I truly appreciate the offer. No, just a general act of kindness, not because you have to do it, because you want to do it. And number 5, and I read this somewhere that, hang on, how does it go? Something about cars. Hang on, I had it here a second ago. Okay, so if progress is a car, then inspiration is the wheel. So number 5 is finding inspiration. And if progress is a car, then inspiration is the wheels. Without the wheels, the inspiration, the car is not going to move forward. I thought that was a great analogy. I love that. So find inspiration all around you. You can just Google inspiration, and the internet explodes with stuff for you. There's quotes, there's movies, there's books, there's all sorts of stuff out there. There's little things that like I have sitting here on the desk, this little foot. And this foot to me represents taking a step forward, stepping outside my comfort zone, following in the footsteps of those that have gone before me. You can think of a lot of things related with a foot, getting kicked in the butt to keep moving forward. Just taking baby steps. It looks like a little baby's foot. Baby steps, taking baby steps. You don't have to take a great big leap of a step. You can just take a baby step. So this little foot here sits on the desk on the table here next to me, and I pick it up throughout the day and just play with it, because it reminds me, this is my little bit of inspiration, it reminds me to keep moving forward and what I need to do to take baby steps. But if you want inspiration and you're looking for movies for inspiration, there is a ton of inspirational movies. But these are ones that I thought of this morning. Pay It Forward, Remember the Titans, Pursuit of Happiness, Forrest Gump, Hidden Figures, The Blind Side, Mulan, Rudy, Freedom Riders, The King's Speech, Overcomer, and Apollo 13. Those are just some of the inspirational movies that are out there that I thought, The Kid, Disney's The Kid, another one. Excuse me. But these are all stories of people who have overcome challenges in their life to keep moving forward. They've overcome the obstacles. Remember the Titans. It was integration of race at a school, at a high school, and becoming one team. That football team becoming one team and going on to, that was based on a true story and going on to winning championships and stuff. But it was them learning to be cohesive and working together as a team instead of separate races on the same team. But yeah, it was coming together as one and defeating the opposition. Pursuit of happiness, overcoming homelessness with a child and going on to be one of the biggest finance people on Wall Street. Pay it forward. That little kid who got so fed up with what was going on, he just started doing acts of kindness. Just pay it forward. Do something nice for somebody else. Don't expect anything in return, but tell them, pay it forward. Forrest Gump. Well, if you haven't seen Forrest Gump, it is a phenomenal movie, but just overcoming the obstacles in life. A very simple guy with just very simple principles, philosophies. Hidden Figures. Oh my gosh, what an incredible... I cannot tell you how many times I have watched that movie. I love that movie. To see how Catherine, can't think of their things. Can't think of her name. That brilliant mathematician that helped NASA get into space. Her and the other team of incredible African-American women who came together. They were brilliant mathematicians. They helped the space program. The Blind Side, a kid who was down and out in his luck got taken in by a family who loved him and nurtured him and helped him achieve great heights in the football world. Milan, a female that goes and dresses as a male to fight for her country, for what she believes in. Rudy, oh my gosh, that's another one of my favorite movies. A kid who just, all he wanted, his goal was to play for Notre Dame. That was his goal, and he went and he was going to play for Notre Dame come hell or high water, and he just kept getting put down and put down and put down, but his dream just kept him moving forward, just kept coming back. He kept coming back. No matter how many times he got knocked down, he would get back up again and keep moving forward. Freedom Riders. Oh my gosh, that is such an amazing story about a teacher who believes in the kids in her class and gets them writing. It's just a phenomenal story, and how she helps them uncover who they really are and the great things that they can go ahead and accomplish. The King's Speech, King George V, the 5th, 6th, Queen Elizabeth II's father. He had a really bad stutter, and all of a sudden he found himself being king. When his brother abdicated, he suddenly found himself being king, and he had to make speeches. This guy was terrified of audiences, standing in front of people, and he had this really bad stutter, and all of a sudden he's king, and he's now got to give speeches to help his country get through. They got through World War II, and he suddenly finds himself as the leader of all the nations and everything else. Overcomer, a town's down on their luck, and this basketball coach suddenly gets put in charge of the cross-country team with a girl who's an asthmatic. I mean, the storyline there is just incredible. Apollo 13, having all of those issues in space where we just can't, pull up in a car next to them and help them out. No, they had to help him from the ground. They had to help those astronauts from the ground fix their spacecraft enough to get them back to Earth. I mean, just the power, the inspiration in movies like this is just incredible. And there's another one I can think of, but I can't think of the name of it. But it's about a guy who's a bartender who ends up following his dream to become an NFL player, because of they didn't go through the regular channels of the draft and all of that. They actually enabled just like Joe Public to come play football, or some program they had like that. I can't remember the full story. I've only watched it once, and it was a while ago, so very vague. But I just remember that bartender being able to go out and become a football player. So there are just lots of incredible movies out there that you can get inspiration for, and it also helps you to realize what you have in your life and what you can be grateful for. So those are our 5 things today. I gotta run. Have a super fantastic sparkling day. If you're watching this on YouTube, click the like, click the subscribe, click the bell for notifications when we post a new